We're going to finish lesson 5-3 off with questions 4 through 7. This will be the last section for this lesson. It says, given the function f of x equals 9 minus 4x as shown above, what value of x results in f of x equaling 1? So basically, I want to know what is my input to get an output of 1. So we would have to basically say, well, I want f of x to be 1, right? So off to the side, I'm going to do some math. I got 1 equals 9 minus 4x. First thing we're going to do is subtract 9 from both sides. Oops, sorry, getting ahead of myself. I have 1 minus 9, which is negative 8, equals negative 4x. Last, to get x by itself, I need to divide by the negative 4. So x would give me a positive 2. Now, if I were to plug 2 in, 9 minus 4 times 2, so 9 minus 8, does that give me the answer of 1? Yeah. Evaluate each function for x equals negative 5 and x equals 4/3. And first we're going to evaluate f. So we've got f of negative 5. Well, we're going to use our calculator here, okay? I'm going to have, clear it out. My function is 2x minus 7. So I'm going to do 2 times negative 5 minus 7, negative 17. All right, now we want to look at 4/3. So f of 4/3. So 2 times 4/3, and I'll put that in parentheses just so it would keep it together, and I'm going to subtract 7 from that. I don't like this answer. Again, I don't like to go from fractions to decimals, so I'm going to press math, and that first option says frac. It's going to change my answer into a fraction. Now it's going to change it into improper, and I'm okay with that for now. So negative 13/3. All right, let's take a look at B. Again, B, which is letter function G. We're going to find G of negative 5 and G of 4/3. So I'm going to plug it into my calculator again. I got 6 times negative 5 minus negative 5 squared. Says negative 55. All right, what about G of 4/3? Okay, so we've got 6 times 4/3 minus 4/3 squared. Again, I changed that back into a fraction because I didn't like all those decimals, and this gave me 56/9. And lastly, I'm going to work with 5c, which is covering function h. We're going to do h of negative 5 and h of 4/3. So we're going to do 2 divided by negative 5 squared. I'm okay with the decimal here because I didn't start out in any particular order. So I'm going to go 0.08. I'm going to go ahead and just write that as a decimal. So here we're going to do 2 divided by 4/3 squared. And I think I need to put in another set of parentheses just to be safe. Boom, gave me a decimal. Don't like that decimal, so we're going to change that to a fraction. And that gives me 9 over 8. 9 over 8. Let's take a look at 6. Recall the money changing machine from item 3 in lesson 5.2, in which the customers can insert up to 5 $1 bills at a time and receive an equivalent amount of quarters. The function f of x equals 4x represents the situation. What does x represent? And what does the f of x represent? Now, x in that particular problem, my input was the number of dollars. So x represents the number of dollars, whereas f of x represents the return on my quarters. All right. And we're going to move to question 7, which is at the top of the next page, page 78. And this is where we'll actually finish up. Question 7 says, a function whose domain is the set of positive consecutive integers forms a sequence. The terms in the sequence are the values of the function. For the sequence 4, 7, 10, 13, f of 1 is 4, f of 2 is 7, f of 3 is 10, and f of 4 is 13. Consider the sequence -4, 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and it asks what is f of 3. Now, f of 3 is just the place value. All we're doing is counting places. This is place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just the place that they're in. So whenever it's asking me for f of 3 is going to equal the third number in the sequence, which is 0. Here for B, it asks what f of 7 is. F of 7 is going to be the 7th number in this sequence, which is 8. On to your final set of debriefing questions for today.